Hey, we are back. I am back. Jay is back. Uh, the timer is always a strange thing. Um, and yeah, I think you are being, kind of being cornered by these guardian mummies. And I think the kid with the rock says, uh, I'll I'll bind them if you hold them off of me.
All right. I had a different idea, but yes, let's do this.
What's your idea?
Um, I remember the Witch King spoke of other things down here,
Right.
uh, but there's something interesting about the kid binding these mummies.
Cool. So I'm gonna you know, Guardian, Mummy of the Witch King. I've got stats for it, but I'm gonna say that they're all kind of one thing,
Right?
and that it's only going to be one roll. I'm not going to make the kid do it three times. I just think that's kind of, I don't know. There's like a
No, I'm
certain
with you.
amount of, yeah. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, it
But
does.
I think contacting and binding on the go is very difficult.
Right.
Uh, and if I remember correctly, doing sorcery in combat is just brutally hard.
Brutal. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Bum, bum. Oh. May choose to take from 24 hours form. Blah, blah, blah. A sorcerer may attempt to speed things up, like banishing a demon right there in combat, for example. When doing so, his or her relevant score is reduced to one die. Rough.
That is rough.
Cool. So, uh, yeah, he says hold them. And I think it'll be we'll do two rolls, one for his contact and one for his binding. Uh, and I think you have, uh, you how many successes did you get? Or no, you didn't get any because
You're right. I
they,
didn't get any. Yeah.
yeah, so they had what, two?
Two.
Yeah, so yeah, they close in to harm you. What are you doing? As they kind of ring right in.
I'm still using. Yeah. So I think I have History Eater that I'm using, and I'm trying to hold them at bay uh, using History Eater. Um,
Cool.
I think my intent is to make an example of the first one, but if they all move together, right, that's hard.
Right, right, right. Uh, yep. We got the kid. We got the thing. Got the Witch King of Stygia and History Eater. There it is. Good. Yeah, I think the History Eater conveys the Master Swordsman over you again, and armor. Uh, but uh, yeah. Uh, so let's roll.
All right.
I think they're gonna have 8 dice. Um,
What do I have here?
they're gonna and with Master Swordsman conveyed by History Eater, that's 9 dice.
Okay. All right. I think that puts me at 9 and 4 is 13,
Yep,
right?
sounds good.
12, 13? Yeah, 13. Whew. Can't do math. Woo!
Nice.
It's still
Uh,
close. It's still tight.
it's still pretty tight, but I think like this is. I feel like with this many dice throwing around on the table, um, these are pretty epic combats going on. Like they're this is pretty amazing swords play, and you're moving in ways that you had never moved before,
Right.
and that you didn't know that you were fully capable of. Uh, but yeah, I think you get 3 successes, and I think uh, just looking at how damage works. Um, yeah, I think one of them just turns to dust, and there are only 2 left. Meanwhile, the kid makes their contact roll, which is, I know this is kind of weird, just rolling for 2 NPCs, but it feels pretty important.
Right. No, I'm with you.
Uh,
I usually don't like to, but these
yeah,
dice are like entrails, so they read nice.
yeah, they do read nice. Like Entrails is absolutely perfect. I agree with you 100%. Uh, so it is the kid's lore versus their power, but the kid only has 1 lore anyway, and uh, their power is 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The kid is down 5. Yeah, you feel the kid feebly reach out. Yeah, it's not pretty. And then let's go to what's next. I mean, I think they're gonna the 2 that are left are gonna keep coming at you. Are you gonna? Um, you also feel that History Eater doesn't have much left.
Gotcha.
Uh,
I grab up the kid and
okay,
I
you're
don't
yeah.
go ahead.
No, you go.
Using History Eater, whatever it can protect us with. We try to get out of there and get away from what's left.
Cool. Awesome. What can History Eater give you? Yeah, so you can History Eater does not give you anything physical, but gives you a hint. Let me see how the hell that works, because I do not remember. I might say History Eater does not give you a hint. That was a terrible idea.
That was a bad
Uh,
idea.
Bad idea. Why would he do that? The demon rolls power versus the will of the target, and if that is successful, the target rolls humanity versus the victories. Failure for the first roll means hallucinations. Failure for the second means terrible convulsions. Success on both rolls means the target's player may ask 1 yes/no question of the GM to be answered truthfully. So I guess you feel, I'm not going to make you take hint. That is the power that History Eater conveys to you. So if you want to know an answer to a question, it can use the wisdom of the demons it has eaten to convey wisdom to you.
Nice.
But it could leave you tripping. It could
Right.
leave you in convulsions. There are problems with this.
Right. Ugh. No, I think I know it can, through its armor ability, offer some protection as we flee.
Right.
And I think that's my plan, is to continue to flee,
Cool.
grab the kid, and
and get out of there. And get out of there.
Yeah, and get out of there.
Got it. Cool. Let's roll. I mean, I think the damage you had done, the extra dice. I think you had 4 extra dice.
Yeah.
So add those to your stamina.
All right, so that puts me at 8 dice.
Cool. I think it's going to be the stamina of these guys, which is 6, and they're going to be red. And go ahead. Cool. You got it. You just got it.
Yeah, I just got
Would have been a bad failure too if you had not gotten that 9. Awesome.
Yeah, the next session would be the 3 mummies.
Yeah. I think you take the kid out, and he, you charge through these these caves under Moo's bed, and lose them. They're still back there somewhere. They still might be kind of on
Right.
your trail as you go. It was only a 1 success, but I think you do, get out of the caves and get out into the world. Where do you head? Where did young Marduk head when he headed out of there?
Um.
And
So my
I
brain,
think,
uh-huh.
and I think like obviously, like, right, like what's on the horizon when you get out of here
Right.
are pyramids. Like there are,
Yeah,
3
yeah.
pyramids, on the distant horizon that you can see as you get out into the storm. Even against the storm, you can kind of see them against a rising moon, one of the rising moons.
Um. I asked the kid, you ever seen the pyramids up close?
No, what are they?
Me neither. I don't know. Let's go find out.
He looks behind him and says, realizes that there's not really a better plan, and says,
Or we could stay.
he kind of yeah, he's not sure. He's not sure if he wants to go with you and have an adventure, or if he wants to go back and try to become the witch prince of Moo's bed.
Hmm.
And you can feel him weighing that, and he kind of
Hmm.
puts his stone down that he's been carrying all this time as he's running,
Yeah.
that probably weighs half as much as he does, and he puts it down and sits on it like it's a stool,
Yeah.
and thinks for a second. And does Marduk say anything to edge him one way or the other?
Uh. So yeah. So I think Marduk says, "No, you're not. You're not wrong. But you should know both paths have their own dangers. You could stay, but you're not guaranteed to be the witch prince. And that path is fraught with people trying to use you. Um, we could go this path, um, and they will chase us, right? Um, we'll be hunted and pursued. Um, and there's other stuff out there I have no idea. So there's no safe path. So it's about what you want.
I I don't want to be used. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. So I think we we start walking toward the
Yeah,
pyramids.
awesome. I feel like that's the end. That's the end of that kicker. I feel like
So then, what? How bad off is History Eater?
I mean, history is not bad off. It's just pissed off. It
Okay,
just I don't
gotcha,
think it's in full
gotcha.
rebellion yet,
Right.
but yeah, it's hungry.
All right. I
And
I will. Go ahead.
yeah. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say I will save feeding the consort to it. That's a big deal. But if it's not there yet, then I will hang on to the consort too. But I think at some
The
point,
con sword. Yeah,
the sort of cons, yeah.
yeah,
I think at some point I may have to. But if I'm not there yet, then I will wait.
right.
Oh,
Which is
Marduk
kind of
will wait.
interesting. It's like feeding your heritage to something. Like
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
weird fucking metaphor that I like. It's like it doesn't quite work for anything, but I don't know. Uh, that's awesome. Um, yeah, that's definitely awesome. Uh let's do a couple things. Let's roll to see if any of your stats get better.
Yes, yes.
And then let's write up our next kicker
I like it.
for the pyramids. I think like the pyramid is going to be our next like set piece,
Right. I love it. Yeah.
for lack of a better word. And I liked how Moo's bed went. I think all of our things don't have to be 2 or 3. Some might be
Right.
1. Uh, some might be 9. I think it's just like sometimes Conan was in a short story, sometimes Conan was in a novel,
Right.
and I don't think we're ever going to know until we're in it, and that is totally cool. Uh, but yeah, good stuff. Um,
I've been running my Twilight 2000 games that
yeah,
way, episodic, but I don't
yeah,
know how long until the thing wraps itself up,
yep.
and then we move on to the next set piece.
It yeah, it's interesting. There's somebody in the in one of the I think the DM's Academy or something, and they were like, "How do you plan an arc for your players?" And I said, "No, no, 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 no. Uh, arcs just happen
Right, they
because we're
happen.
primates and we like to see patterns.
Right,
And so if you draw 2 dots and then a line under it, we're like a face. And it's like
right. That's a
that's not a
base.
face. And just like it's not an arc.
Right,
It's okay. It will look like an arc to you, I promise. And
right. When we're
just
done,
let it happen.
yeah.
Just
No, I'm
let
with you.
it
I'm
happen.
with you.
Yeah,
And that seems
I
to be
totally agree.
hard to convey. I get when we were doing physical conventions, I would get asked questions. How'd you do that? I'm like, dude, we did that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
do it, right? We did that. So
That's a very common like you just GM'd well thing. How did you do that? And it's like, oh no, no,
right.
no. Yeah. Uh absolutely. Um if the character's kicker is resolved, blah blah blah. The only thing must remain is humanity. At this point, the player is free to retire the character or with the GM work out a new kicker. And I don't think we're ready. I think, Marduk forever.
Yeah, no. We're going to the
Uh
pyramids because I know what I want.
I liked the we came across that. That was great. Uh and I believe you roll your humanity versus
Right.
each stat, and so I'll roll the stat if you want.
Okay.
Uh,
And I'll roll the humanity.
cool. Yeah, yeah, sounds good.
That works.
So your stat will be in red. What would you like to try to increase first?
Uh let's go with lore. It's at a 4.
Okay.
And here's my humanity, which is a 3.
Yep. Nope, that
Ugh.
one didn't go up.
All right.
What next?
Let's go with Will.
Okay. What's that?
It's at a 4, and it's a Wasteland Experience.
Cool.
Whoops. Humanity's a 3. I should have just left that there. All right.
Nope.
Stamina is a 3. Conborn.
Okay. Oh.
That might do it. Oh!
No.
And then my cover, does that count?
I don't know. Does it? Is it a stat?
It's got a value, and it's a
Huh.
4. The Wasteland Prophet.
Okay,
I don't-
cool. Let's
don't-
let's roll on it then. Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
And I should have this. I should have this up on the damn thing, and I don't. So no one sees our rolls. They just see us reacting.
Whew.
Yeah, your cover
All right.
goes up. Your cover goes up by 1.
All right.
Sounds good.
Wasteland Prophet. Wasteland Prophet. Wasteland Guru. Wasteland.
I mean, I don't think it needs
Seller?
to change. I don't think it. I mean, it can change. You can absolutely change it. And you can absolutely change it.
Ooh, Harbinger of the Wasteland.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. All right, nice.
And I think something we haven't been doing is coming up with a new addition to the dictionary. I think we need to.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do one for this. And we don't have to write it right now. We can just be like, hey, the word we're going to define is, Exodus. And we'll
I like Exodus.
Yeah, I thought that kind of worked.
Yeah, no, that is nice. Yes.
Cool. Cool. So we will decide. We'll go back and forth. We'll kind of workshop the definition of that if you'd like. We don't need to do that right now on screen.
Yeah, no, I
But
like Exodus.
cool. That's awesome. And we could even it can be at the very least, I'd like to have a little short description of it, and then a definition, and then if there are some rules or something that go along with it, or a spirit or something, then we'll figure it out. I don't think there is going to be for this one in particular, but that's just something we can do.
Okay.
If we've come across that, that's awesome. That's very very Passover. My Jewish family will be thrilled to hear that. I'm using a fantasy game to define the word Exodus. That's great. And do you have an idea for the next kicker, or?
I think so. Yes, I think young Marduk becomes obsessed with how to reach the stars.
Yeah,
and I think he spends a lot of time. Kids have studies. My kid has gone back to real school.
Yeah,
and they got their first quarter reporting, which is weird to see. It's different than what I got as a kid. He's doing good for the most part, but not everywhere, right? There's some areas, right? We have 1 D out of 8 subjects. There's a D in art, and I'm like, really, dude, a D in art, right? So I think Marduk is like that, right? I think there are studies that he's just knocking out the park because those are things he's super interested in. But
cool.
I think there are other areas where he's not so great at, right? And I think he is trying to figure out how, where, what, right? How do you leave? What's out there? How do I know? Is there a map? All those things, right?
Yeah.
That's young Marduk. So I think the pyramid is a gate, right? And he's going to find out how to use that gate, right? Maybe the answers are there in the gate um, at the pyramids, right?
Nice.
Um, I think everything in his studies points to that location.
Great. That sounds good. Cool. So we can have kind of flashbacks to young Marduk studying somewhere or somehow, or yeah, we'll figure that out. And then that we'll flash back to the present where you are, approaching this gate. Do you tell me more about approaching the gate? Is the kid with the rock still with you? Is anyone else? Is there an Atlantean army around the gate? Is like what else do you think? I mean, it's really yours
Yeah,
to write. So
yeah. So I think the kid is still with me. I think Riot. I don't know how he did it, right? But I think we catch up with him, right? I think
awesome.
he gets out too. He's on the
Yeah.
run, right?
Yeah.
And so I think he's out there with us. Uh, but I think the gate has defenders. I think there is. Uh, I like the Atlantean army. Maybe they don't know why. Maybe it's tradition and it is what it is.
Yeah.
And no one goes into the gate, right?
Yeah.
Ever, right? It
Yeah.
is not meant to be used, right? You shouldn't even be here. And we got to kill you because you made it this far.
Yep. That sounds awesome. Sounds good. Cool. That is where we'll start, with you
I
approaching
like
the
it.
gate and the Atlanteans being pissed, and that'll be fun. Cool.
Especially
Cool.
sorcerers. There are no sorcerers allowed in here.
Yeah, of course not. Uh, I like that you added Riot to the mix. That's good. I was wondering. I was like, oh shit, we have no idea what happened to him.
Right. And I'm like, he's with us.
Right. Right. I
Kind
love
of.
it. And I picture the pulp writer who wrote this story, at a con, in their old age, and someone's like, "How did Riot get out?" And he's like, "I don't fucking know. The the weird pulp fantasy magazine editor said people like Riot," and I was like, I guess he's with them then, and
That's right. He's on the O list.
and so yeah, right. He totally is on the old list. That's very good. And the other thing I'll do is I will change. Yeah. Cool. I will add, History Eater to like our stuff, because I actually made a History Eater thing. I did not know you would bind it, but I was like, I'm just gonna make one because it's fun.
Right.
So I'll send that pic to you, and hopefully it'll be in the stuff here when we next, in the backdrop and all that.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks, Jay. That was a lot of fun. It's
No, thank you,
always,
man. This was
yeah,
good getting back in.
yeah.
Uh,
That's cool.
like I said,
Um,
I was dragging earlier, and now I'm amped.
I
So
was totally dragging. I feel like winter depression was peeked its head in or emailed me and was like, "Hey, how are you doing? I'm gonna be
that's
in
right.
town. We should hang out.
We
We
should
should
hang
totally
out.
hang out. I'll text you." I'm like, "Oh no, that guy! I fucking hate that
Right,
guy.
not that guy.
Oh shit." Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know why or how or what, but like the Dictionary of Movies been selling like mad, like hotcakes lately. Like it's been
Wow.
really, yeah.
Congratulations.
I've actually, thank you. I've got two that I've actually got to send out today because they came in over the weekend, and the other thing I want to do is I've got a Marduk Forever T-shirt that I've designed. So I've got to send the possible uh, charities that money could go to you, and you can choose a cool charity that the Marduk Forever T-shirt will go to. If
Nice.
someone will buy an Inspiration Go T-shirt, I bet they'll buy a Marduk Forever T-shirt. Like I
Nice.
never thought anyone would do that, and like there are
That's
people
awesome.
out there right now wearing
That's
in it.
fantastic.
I just think it's the funniest damn thing I've ever heard. So anyway, I'll totally put a Marduk Forever, if nothing else, so I can buy a couple stickers and put them on my bullet journal. And what else? This Friday on the actual play channel,
Yes.
I'll be sitting down with Sean, and we will be going over what we're going to play next, which is a fun meta thing. I've made a slideshow, and it's very silly. I don't know why. In the year of our Lord 2021, I decided to make a PowerPoint presentation, but I did. It's just, it feels very like 2002. Like I'm just like, what is going on? But
I'm doing it.
anyway,
We're gonna use.
it happened. And the other thing is we're on the actual Play Network, and so all of the money that is made through subscriptions go to Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense Fund. So if you would like to subscribe to this channel, that is great, and that is where the subscription hoard will go. Anything you got going on in particular, Jay, that you want to chat about?
Thursday we will play the One Ring
Yeah,
here on actual play. I think we're coming down to our last 2 or 3 episodes, which I think we're rounding out to a nice 10 session
yeah.
run.
They're going to catch that
The
sorcerer or what?
I don't know. So if they're watching, they shouldn't be. I think my thought is there's a couple of cool things in the One Ring core rule book because the PDFs are out, and I want to touch those. We've touched all the mechanics so far, but in there they talk about landmarks, which are kind of set pieces. And you remember the one-page dungeons for Burning Wheel? How they kind of mechanically set those up?
Yes.
They kind of do something like that with landmarks. You kind of do a big descriptive thing, not a whole lot of mechanics. You work out the mechanics as folks explored. So it's not a dungeon crawl, but you're using the mechanics to address those things as folks are exploring the site and doing things in the site.
Cool.
So I want to use that out of there. And then they have another section about nameless things in Lord of the Rings and how to do that. So I want to use those 2 things.
Nice.
But I think I want to do something other than let's kill the bad sorcerer, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what that. I want that to be a complication, and I want them to play that out.
Yeah.
What do they want to do there, right? So it may be they catch up to him. If they catch up to him, if he can't get away, then he's like, "Okay, you got me. Take me in," right? And then what do they do, right?
Right. Right.
And so I don't know, right?
Gandalf said, "This shit's more complicated than you think. You should not just kill people."
So it's been fun so far, but I think we've got 2 or 3 more sessions. Yep. I like moving to weekly play. That's been fun.
Cool. Speaking of which, we could do this next Monday if you want to.
I am free next Monday, so I've got nothing, and we can do this. Yes.
I don't know why I decided to do that while we're recording, but yeah, that's it's a possibility. Sounds good. That sounds. I'm curious to see what they do with that. I think that'll be neat if it comes to that decision. Oh, I was thinking of what you could define for your first arc. Maybe the first word you define is Exodus, and the second word you define is Exodus, and then for the first arc, the word you define is family.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah,
that's hot. Neat. Yeah, that's
cool.
hot.
Cool. We'll do that. We'll kind of start the next game like defining those terms, and maybe we'll write something up, and and then we'll get to the Atlantean pyramid gate. That'll be good fun. Cool, man. That was fun.
That was fun.
I need to remember my own damn rules and like actually do things that I wrote. I was like, wait a minute, we're not defining new things. That's the whole point of this. Why are we doing this? Cool. If anyone is still out there, I don't think they are, but Dark Lavender Void, thank you for joining us for as long as you did.
Yes.
DLV.
Thank you for joining us.
If you are watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought. If there's something that confused you, ask us a question. We will comment. Oh my God, it's Jersey. So cute. That wrinkled head must weigh 70 pounds. Just the head.
Just the head.
Just the head. if you have any questions about our play and our decisions and how we came to things, let us know, and we will answer as best we can in the comments. And we will see you next time when we get to the pyramids. See you then. And then I think I just do this.
Yes.
The summoning will be complete soon. And then I end this shit.